And I have with me Mr. Madan, who is the library director and will be helping me out during the session, taking some part of the session and helping us to know more about the resources and how to have a better access and so on. So, without taking much of time, I would like to, take away directly to the library website. So just a confirmation from you all, if you can raise your hands or give me confirmation if my screen is visible to each one of you. Yeah, great. Thank you so much. So to begin with, just to give you a fair glimpse of what all in library, as in as a combined collection, your global library has to offer is, if we talk about the print volumes, we have close to 64,533 print volumes. Alongside, we also have an area of electronic resources, which includes close to 13,000 subscribed journals, 4.6 lakh ebooks, and also more than 800 multimedia collection, newspapers, court judgments, legislations, case studies, course material, and a lot more to explore. So, if you talk about, yes, we are in G2 block, um, and physically, if you ask, on third floor. However, since you will be exploring the library majorly online, so I will not waste any time in talking about the physical collection and so on, and our physical orientation. Hence, I've directly, taken you to the library website, which itself is a true resource. I mean, a gateway to the knowledge. So, as I've highlighted right here, the website address for your global library is library.jgu.edu.in, and this can be done right away by googling it out, or else, if it is as simple as that, library.jgu.edu.in. However, I'm also putting it in the chat box for you, for everyone to have a note of it. So this makes a kind of a very simplified process, in case if you go on parallelly with me, this is for the attendees. So, you'll be able to get a quick hold of onto certain, aspects which I'll be discussing throughout. In case at any point of time you feel that you are unclear, please do let me know. You can, simply drop in a message in the chat box and I'll just take away your question right away. However, going parallelly with me would be really beneficial to each one of you. So with, I assume that most of us are right on this library website. So to begin with, the first on the screen, you can see this horizontal bar, which begins with about the library. It tells you, I mean, gives you the entire information, as in what all the library has to offer in terms of tools and regulations or important contact and so on. So probably with talking about the important contacts will be if you click onto this, you'll be getting right onto where exactly if you're stuck somewhere during the course of research or looking onto certain aspects. So you can directly reach onto this particular page and get the required information by connecting with one of the representative of ours. Similarly, moving on to, as I've told you, we have, a combined collection in terms of print, media, yes, electronic resources, and so on. So probably, all these resources, I mean, the tabs which highlight the different aspects, the different resources, the platforms of the library, I say that, yes, these are pretty self-explanatory and hence will not be spending much of time and talking in detail all about it because as I've told that these are pretty self-explanatory. So I insist upon each one of you to please go into the details, whatever are given right out there. So probably it is going to help you quite a lot. So directly, taking you right on the home page, wherein on the left panel, you can see we do have certain quick links, which are the direct links to the different, services or the platforms which you offer. So since we are mostly going to work on the electronic resources, wherein you need to have kind of remote access to the resources. So hence the quick links here, right, offers you to build up a bridge connection in between the resources which have been subscribed by your global library, and hence by connecting through this remote access policy gives you an advantage to have an access, a swift access to electronic resources in particular. So very simple, click onto this remote access policy, getting onto all these details right listed out right here on this particular page. You can simply click here. This page is going to take you to another page wherein you will be connecting remotely to the digital resources to have a kind of remote access, as I've said, to build up a bridge connection between the library resources and the users. So herein, the one best option which you can see right out here. I'm so sorry. I'll go. I clicked onto something which is yeah. So here, as you can see, onto the top, towards the right side, there's a button called login button. So the moment you click onto this, so being a first time user, the page is certainly going to prompt you to log in with the to register yourself and log in accordingly. So since I am already a registered user, so the page is not prompting me to do so. So what you have to do is taking your JGU ID, the complete ID, like mine is ritunagpal@jgu.edu.in. Similarly, as a student, let's take an example like yours would be maybe 21 JDLS underscore R Nagpal @jgu.edu.in. So probably similar to it. So what you have to do is you have to register yourself using your complete email ID onto this particular platform and opt for an option right out here. Click onto this. So you are right there on the page. Oops. There's some error right out here. Okay. So wherein you can have a list of resources right in front of you. This is a list which is again alphabetically listed right on here, and then probably if you scroll down, it is again arranged accordingly to the subject specific, and then further on we also have listed right out here ebooks, and then going on to we do have listed certain individual journals and magazines to have some access, and then further on coming on to the global library catalog. So quickly just giving you a glimpse of, let's say if I want to have an access to Cambridge journals right away. So since I'm logged on, the system is not going to prompt me to do so. Let's say if I want to explore, if I want to explore India, something related to simple keywords, India public policy. So what I'll do is I have just entered a random kind of a search right out here, wherein I'm checking onto this particular checkbox, only search the content I have access to. And then henceforth, the platform is going to give me only the search results, which contains the complete access to which I have, my library has subscribed to. So here in this green tick mark, indicates very clearly that I, as a member of Global Library, have an access to all these listed titles right out here. Further on, based on the platform, I can, narrow down my search maybe by the content type, or maybe by the access type, or maybe author type, and so on. So remember one thing always, whichever platform you are trying to explore right out here has a different access pattern. So it is again advisable to go through each platform, initially in the beginning, and get a good hold of it, so that during the course of research, so you are not stuck. But in case if you are facing a little trouble or something like that, so we are right there. You simply have to write a mail to us, and then we will try to get connected. Or else, there are a couple of different options through which you can get connected through with us through these particular options. As in, I've already told you initially in the beginning, different emails and telephone numbers can be accessed right out here. Maybe this frequently asked questions also probably will be a great support for you in case if you are stuck during the course. And then probably getting back, certainly we do have a couple of user guides made, and as a beautiful resource right out here is there as a flipbook brochure is right out there to support you as a learner initially. So by going through this particular JGU Digital Library, flipbook, so you'll be getting a good hold on to what all your global library has to offer, not only in terms of services, but yes, in terms of resources, particularly the digital resources and so on. Beyond that, we also have a couple of step-by-step guides made, which is again, going to give you a complete, step-by-step screen, directions to help on. And once it's very simple. Let's say if we want to check on to how to access the resources remotely. So it is simple. You can click onto this. So probably, going through this. So it is going to load onto your page, and simply by scrolling down, there are, as I've told, that there are certain screenshots and referring to which you will be able to reach onto the required resource which you are actually looking onto. So coming back onto the remote access page wherein we were working. So again, similar to that, if I scroll down, we do have a collection, related to ebooks, as I've told you already. So till here, I just need a confirmation from the participants that I hope I'm pretty clear how to build up a connection between the resources of the library, the subscribed resources of the library remotely.
Yes, it's all clear so far.
Great, great. So Sunanya, Sunaina, I just gone through your question, so we'll be coming on to that. As I've told, my director is going to certainly talk about that. So just give me another few minutes to just finish up and give the platform to him. So coming back onto the homepage of the Global Library. Since we were there on the help menu, so one more option that this is a kind of a quick key to all your queries. We are also available for live assistance to you. So as you can see, either you can connect with this yellow and green button right out here by simply clicking onto this. This is called a virtual reference library service. So herein, so what you can have to do is simply by clicking on to this pop-up box is going to appear on your screen by simply typing in your name with your registered email ID and your question. Simply just mark and enter, and one of the team member is right there to assist you in the need of the hour. I mean, maybe sometime you're stuck with any of the pass key, or somewhere you are not very little unclear onto how to get onto this. So this is kind of live assistance which we offer. Other than this, in case if you wish to have some kind of audio video call with us, using MS Teams, you can simply call at glus@jgu.edu.in. So this is again, this ID is a common ID wherein I'm again sharing it in the chat box. Again, this ID is also going to help you in a way, like if you are stuck with anything and you don't know where to go. So this one ID is, going to help you in all different possible manner. So probably simply just writing down to us onto this ID or marking a mail to us onto this particular ID will, so one of us is going to, get back to you as early as possible. Though we don't say it that, it takes days and days, we are committed to resolve your query in next 24 hours. However, it doesn't take that very long. We try to do it on priority. So, and within few hours or so. So we try to resolve whatever best possible way, or else we keep you updated onto that. Right. So coming back onto the home page again. So I am very sure that each one of us is very clear. So how to connect with the digital resources, the electronic resources which your library has to offer. Other than this, one important information which I wanted to share with you. Other than this, as you can see, one option was here right under the quick link, that is remote access policy, through which you were connected and you landed onto a page like this. So, but then here also on your library website, there's an other list of digital resources. So let me just make it give you a clear idea that this is no different list what I have shown you right out here. This particular platform gives you a better hold on, a better access, as I've told you, kind of, build up a connection between the resources which have been subscribed by the global library, and hence but this particular list helps you to understand each resource very clearly. How? This info link is right there next to each resource right out here, as we have taken example of Cambridge Journal. So by clicking onto this info link, you will get to know all about this particular platform, as in description, or probably how to have an access to it, or what all in terms of coverage and type of material or subject the platform has to offer. Or other than that, in case if any personalized features or any user guides are available. So what we have done is we have tried to compile all the information, kind of exhaustive information for this particular platform at one place, for you to have a better understanding before you get onto it. So this info link with all the resources is listed right out here. It gives you a clear idea. I mean, why? Because I'm insisting onto that, because as you can see, once we come on to ebooks also, so here also the similar pattern we are trying to follow to give you, to serve you in the best possible manner. So again, if I click on to the, let's say something, Taylor and Francis ebook. So again, I am not very clear. So as I've told you, some personalized features, user guides, then subject, which is this particular platform covers too, and how you can get an access to this particular platform. So this complete information is right there on, right available on this info link to have an access. So this goes on for all the electronic resources, whether we are talking about the databases, we are talking about the journal based, only the magazines, or maybe we are just talking about the ebooks. Yes, you are right there. Other than this, if we talk about, get onto the newspapers, or maybe magazines or journals, wherein we have, kind of limited user license also. So here also, so how to have an access to these particular, let's say, as a student of, courses related to public policy, you will be often using a magazine. I mean, this, I say that, yes, this will be kind of a very useful resource for you. So how you as a user can have an access to this particular platform would be, since it is a single user platform, so what you can do is you can simply connect with a team of e-resources. So you can just mark a mail to us and sharing your details, whichever, you article or maybe the readings you are looking up to from this particular magazine, and the team is going to get back to you with the required article as early as possible. So I hope I'm pretty much clear how to get a good, how to connect with the digital resources of the library, not only in terms of the journals or databases, but yes, also the ebooks and the newspapers and the magazines and so on. Just a quick confirmation from the participants. Anyone?
Yes, Ritu, it's me again. All good.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
So
I
would like to share my presentation. Yeah, if you can. If you're done with it. If you're done with it. I'm sorry.
I was thinking I'll just give them a glimpse of catalog, and then probably they can.
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right. So I will, since this is all about connecting and building up a kind of a connection with the resources which I was talking about till now. However, yes, sometimes, there might be a chance wherein you feel that, yes, this particular resource, which, some particular reading which you are looking for, and hence it is not available as in the electronic form, or maybe, due to certain reasons, you are not able, but however, you want to check with certain print collections. So these days, considering the pandemic on, or maybe you as an online learner, so you feel that, yes, maybe, you wish to have some kind of readings, some kind of extract from the print resources of the library as well. Other than that, so this is the catalog page of the global library, which is known as online public access catalog. So why this particular platform is known as online public access catalog? It says, as the name gives you a kind of indication, it is online, available 24 into 7. Yes, it is public, hence you need not require any initially to run your search, any login credentials, any credentials to log in or password on this particular platform. So let's say if you wish to quickly, run a search on India, the similar same keywords I'm going to use, let's say India public policy. So this particular page is going to give me a list of, all the search results. Going to give me the results in terms which includes the print collection and also the electronic collection, which is being cataloged, being there with the global library, as a part of the collection. So here, and when I ran a quick search on India public policy, with the simple keywords, so it gave me results close to 700, which are close to 700, wherein it allows me to further refine my search, maybe by author, or maybe simply just going by maybe the ebooks which are cataloged with the global library. So as a part of it, so I further would like to see what all ebooks I have. So herein, as you can see, my from 700 it has come close down to 200, close to it. So wherein by simply clicking onto this, so I can reach up to the resource, the book which I'm actually looking for. And then how can I have access to it? So probably, just going on to this. So either I can, just quickly get onto the details of the book, or else, I can simply click on to this. Oops. Probably it is not going to take me. Just 1 second. Oh, yeah. Right out here. So here, wherein I say that the information given right out here, online access. So herein, if I click onto this particular link is going to take me where exactly my ebook is right out available. So probably I can, simply just download in form of PDF, or maybe, just clicking onto the direct, the chapter which I am actually looking onto, and hence I'm right there to have an access. So coming back onto the catalog again. So further on, I do have, couple of options listed out here. So wherein maybe I can narrow it down related to places or topics and so on. So it gives me kind of ease to go onto the advanced search option as well. So wherein, I can, do the, refine my search results and then filter down accordingly and reach up to the required resource which I'm actually trying to go with, right? So probably, having a quick access to the books, as in not only in the print collection, but further on also in form of the electronic collection, which has been cataloged with the global library, is part of this particular catalog right out here, for which you can, quickly run a search and have a good hands-on onto it, and have a better clarity of how to get an access to it. So herein, I will again take you back onto the library homepage and leave you right there with Mr. Madan, and I request, sir, if you can just take over. And sir, could you just take over? I'm just done with whatever I wanted to share. So you're there. So till here, attendees, in case if you have any doubts, anything related.
Yes, I'm there. You can unshare so that I can share my screen.
Sure,
yeah, thank you.
Sure. So could you please guide me how to unshare, because I'm clicking right out here. It is not giving me.
I'm oversharing it. Now are you able to see my screen?
Oh great. Yes, I can see.
Yes. Yes, we're able to see your screen.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ritu, for your. Am I audible properly?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Ritu, for your comprehensive the description of our website. And I would like to start I would like to present or give my presentation on the question that came in the chat box a few minutes ago. That is about what are the specific resources that you would suggest to us, so that one would normally get bewildered. See, our library is subscribing to more than 50 individual information products to cater to the needs of different sets of audience. Because it's a university, because there are so many hundreds of courses are being run. So our library is providing information support to all these students. So so of course the students of this particular course, 3 courses if I'm right, would like to know about the specific resources that would help them to complete their course better. Or attend the classes better with much more better interaction, and complete the assignments and the theses and dissertation parts and so on. However, I would like to suggest you to start exploring the Global Library and its services in general through this website, on which Ritu spoke comprehensively. So I would like to tell you, please start here to know about our library in general. What are the resources? If you want to have a kind of glimpse, a kind of 20 minutes overview will give you about our library and its resources and the services that we provide at our physical spaces, because we have a campus, and at the virtual spaces. In most cases, I think we will be, the playing field is very, very much leveled. So in my talk, I'm going to give some interfaces. I'm going to discuss about some important interfaces that would help this particular bunch of students, which I hope will be of great help to do their research orientation and so on. The second important interface for this audience is this remote access, knowing about the remote access technique. It's very simple. You just straight also, even if you don't come to our website, has clear instructions about how to reach this place, because this is an important gateway for you to access all the resources that the library subscribe to, and the resources that we know, which are free also, would be of tremendously useful for academicians in general, for researchers and scholars. So this is one important gateway. So I would, in general, recommend you to come through this interface, because as you see how this information is purchased, the information are purchased and put it in a kind of boundary, IP range boundary. So if you come into our campus, our main office, then you need not to come through this interface. But as you are staying away, so if you want to enter, then you have to enter through this internet gateway. So if you come into our physical campus, then there is a physical gateway. This is an online gateway for you to enter into our library and have access to or interact with our librarians. The librarians are the main interface. I'm going to talk about it a little later, but let's talk about the resources that library has first. So I would suggest you to come here. This will give you a kind of guidance. For example, the business analytics students who are part of this the participant group. would like to straight go to the list of business databases listed here. So, and see what is available there. So I'm going to talk about more specifically about this and the resources that we have taken subscription, which would be of use to you. And there are some resources which are free, freely available online. That would help you, keep you updated, even if you are not part of this institution, part of this course. If you want to continue your information update, that will help you. In general, as a scholar, I use these, open information products very often. So I would like to normally prescribe to the students with whom I'm discussing or interacting with. Yeah, as Ritu told, so if you want to restrict your search only for books either in print on paper form or in online form that we have. So we are close to, a little less than 100,000 books, of which a little less than 50% of the books are online books, so which are DRM free in general. You can just download by chapters or the full book and keep it with you, and you can create a small library. I'm not suggesting you to go for mass downloading, but if you feel a particular book is important, then you can bring it to your device in different forms. Some of the books are available in PDF if you are comfortable with, or if you want to use some devices, some books are available in EPUB and MOBI format, so you can take it to your devices and then read it comfortably. So if you are interested in. For example, this particular book, Perception and Misperception in International Politics, a new edition, is a classic. Why I am saying this as classic, I will define why I am saying this particular book is a classic. How Madan as an individual identify and say and add an adjective before describing this book as classic. So if you want to know more about the books that we have gathered, I would suggest you to go to this particular interface. These books are very carefully selected by our faculty members. This is not a kind of book stall. This is a premium display of very carefully selected books that would be of relevant to your courses that we conduct. So this collection forms that. So it's a specially created book and suggested by very accomplished scholars in the field. So most of them are, most of them tend to be classics. So we would suggest you to know more about this. And if, as you are entering through the remote log option, you can directly download. If you search this, and then if you want to download a book, you can directly download. So this is a good opportunity for you to know about our books, and you can make use of it. And if a particular information is available only on your print on paper book, and you want to have a couple of chapters in it urgently, just write to the GLUE's email to us and we will scan and send it to you. So these kind of services are also part of the package of this. So that is what we give emphasis on this particular interface. Ritu also gave. Yeah, thank you. The second thing is, yes, the library website has listed, as I told you, more than 50 unique databases, one for law, some of them for management, some of them for the humanities and social sciences in general. Some of them are very specific for foreign policy and diplomacy kind of studies. So one will normally get bewildered. So we would like to suggest you to some interfaces that will help you to stop navigating from one database to another database and know about the features of that particular database search and retrieve. It takes time, right? So let's identify some micro level interfaces that would reduce our time, will help you identify a lot of good literature. And some common interfaces that would help us search what is not available in our library also. No library in the world is self-sustainable. I can categorically say that, because information is a commodity and it is a very costly commodity. Even institutions like us will not be able to afford to some kind of costly literature if it is not used well. So if it is used well, I think any institution will invest on that particular, subscribing to that particular product. Still, we have more than 50 such unique products. So how to identify the one that will help you here? So for all three courses across, including the business analytics people, if you want to know more about the the sociological research, if your idea has an interfaces with society, I would suggest you to go for these particular interfaces. These are two major aggregators that would be of great help to you. One is the Project Muse, the another one is JSTOR. JSTOR is indexing about more than 2,500, close to a little more than 2,000 important social science journals. You will get full text access to all of them. Only thing is, in some of the journals, you may not get the current access to the current, 2021 literature. If you feel something is, anytime if you feel that a particular article is not accessible to you, you can just send the bibliography to the GLUS and then we will guide you and we will send you the full text and so on. That's part of it. But still, if you want to know, if you want to a kind of a discovery, I'm just suggesting the databases now. So using proper keywords, if you search, you will be able to locate the information which you want to locate. So if you ask me, all the top journals in foreign relations, foreign affairs and diplomacy is available, I would say yes, because these are the journals which Google Scholar is a free database. Please note this keyword. Has indexed or identified these journals are very highly cited journals in that particular field. If you ask me, access to all these journals are available, yes, I would say. From which point to which point we have access to. And if you want access to that particular, in an article which was published beyond our collection, then please contact the library. We will get you the full text because the library is not a single unit. We are a network of institutions and we will be able to get the, we will happily do the document delivery service and you will get the paper within a few hours from the request. And by and large, our maximum time frame is, we respond to the queries within 24 hours. So I would suggest you please note down these two databases. These are all micro databases. As I told you, the Project Muse, we have a little more than 700 journal subscription. And in JSTOR, we have complete package. In addition to that, we have taken access to a good number of ebooks that are stored, that are part of JSTOR also. So it's a good interface. So it searches multiple number of journals. These are a kind of social sciences multidisciplinary set, which you may find literature on management, you may find literature on foreign policy, diplomacy, and for example, the most famous journal in India, which the social scientists in India are the social scientists working for Indian institutions use, is the Economic and Political Weekly, which is published by Samiksha Trust. That's a very good. It has a huge archive. That journal is also part of this aggregator. People use this particular database to locate papers from that journal, EPW. In JSTOR, if you ask me, Economic and Political Weekly is the most downloaded article in this bundle. Because the search interface will be very easy. You can restrict your search properly. If you know an author, and then you can get the complete works of a particular author, full text available. So these are the features of these aggregators. This Project Muse is, if you want to see something about social sciences and humanities interface, then Project Muse will be able to give you a good amount of literature. These are all still a subset of what is published. How I say this? Because in my estimate, or in a rough estimate, which is accepted generally by the scholarly communication experts, is in the world, roughly 25,000 periodicals are published, which includes science, technology, medicine, social sciences, business, and so on. They publish not less than 2.5 million articles every year. So you are going to search literature from a huge quantum of literature. You have to identify. So that skill is very important if you want to, accomplish your studies as well as your dissertations much more successfully. To give you a clue about the business and management students here, I think I would suggest you to start your search in EBSCO host. That is We have taken a subscription of that. It's a bundle. It's called Business Source Premier, and it indexes more than a little less than 7,000 journals. However, of which 2,000 journals are free, full text accessible. They are mostly management related journals. Apart from journal articles, they have indexed some full texts of books, monographs, case studies. See, in social sciences general, particularly the studies here, you cannot restrict your search only in the specialty databases like EBSCO, because scholars in your field communicate through different medium. Not all scholars write only journal articles. I'm talking only about journal articles. Somebody write books and monographs. As I said, I think we talked about books. Somebody publishes case studies, and your business students might like to get some company information about the global list, Fortune list, or FT listed companies, and so on and so forth. There are non-scholarly data sets that contribute to the production of management literature. So you have to be well versed in that also. The EBSCO indexes a bit of it. There are specialty databases available. But if you need any information that you are not able to find, if you can give us the query properly, that this is the area I want literature, or if this is the area I need information, or if you give us specific information request, yes, again, I emphasize that you like to use our GLUE's email ID and send your queries for us. We will be helping you. Right. Now, it's not 2,000 journals or a few hundred journals I'm interested in. I would like to search in a database which indexes, covers more than thousands of journals. I mean, tens of thousands of journals. Then we have taken a subscription. We have taken subscription to a platform called JGate, in which we have subscription to the social sciences collection, which is huge in number, which is, I don't have the exact number at present with you. Somehow I missed the slide. And the numbers are huge. So if you are able to master this database, this will assist you also. For example, you can frame a question in this database and ask the database to alert whenever a new literature is uploaded in this database. Then it will send you an alert about that this might be of interest to you. So unless you are using these alert systems effectively, I think getting ourselves updated will be very, very difficult. If you want to know more about this particular database, I'll be able to arrange a special training program when you will be able to find time that you have to decide with your coordinator. Then we can conduct some specialty training programs on how to search these kind of multidisciplinary information discovery platforms. So, but I would ask you to play with it, and I would suggest you to use the advanced search features and use it and gather your questions. And if you want to know more, always please contact us. For your training needs also, you can send your mails to the GLUE's. As I said, so we, apart from books, journals, and textual literature, we have taken subscription to software to analyze the numerical data that are produced. I'll be talking about the data. I think if I can speak about the non-scholarly databases, then I can talk about the software that would be of help. So if you want to know about how surveys are made and then surveys inform public policy, then we have, I would suggest you to just go through these consumer pyramids, DX. These are all survey data, longitudinal household survey data of a particular country. It's a large sample. In social science research, surveys forms the prime, important input for social science research discussions. Surveys and very recognized methodology in social sciences in other areas as well. I don't want to classify it in that way. But if you want to know more about the consumer pyramids, what household information, changes in the household, and company information, company financial, you can use these non-scholarly databases at once. Then you have some data, and if you want to analyze the data using a powerful statistical software, and we have taken subscription to in such a way that we will be able to provide one copy of the software to all students. This software name is Stata. There is an open source version which is called R, but the literature says are the users, very highly accomplished professors in the field of epidemiology and statistical techniques. So I'm suggesting this because the business analytics team would like to use this the Stata kind of tools for this analytical decision. I assume that it would be of great interest to you. For this, you please write to us. We have already taken subscription and we are going to make it available very soon. But if you are urgently in need of it, if you have already hands-on, we will arrange you training program on how to learn the software. And I'm sure if you can master yourself in tools like this, I think it will certainly enhance anybody's employability. That's what I have seen in my personal experience. And these kind of tools are also available. So I would ask you to go through all the websites in details. If you find something relevant to you, if you want to learn about it, even if it is not suggested by your faculty members, or you just want to learn about, then you please contact us. That we will be able to help you. And as I discussed about these non-scholarly databases, now let me come to these. So these are the key interfaces that you have to come through our our Jindal Global University's remote access gateway and use these products that are subscribed by our library only for you to use. Now, let's see. Now we don't have library. The gateway is closed at some point in time. So then how can I do literature search? Even if the gate is open, I just want to have a search of all these possible 25,000 journals. I have to expand my search. Then what are the ways that how can one find the information that would be of greatly relevant to a particular student? Then I would suggest you to explore these databases, but I'm going to explain more about Google Scholar, which I often use. Almost every day I use this product because I'm a librarian. I look at the world through information, but we face a lot of queries from students and scholars and faculty members very often. And we do a lot of literature analysis, for example, history of ideas in a particular field. So for all these questions, I use Google Scholar. And I'm sure for social science studies, including management, Google Scholar will be a very, very useful tool. If you can learn how to exploit Google Scholar effectively, I think most of your information discovery problems can be solved. Having said that, I don't rate Google Scholar, this is a personal choice, but these Lens, Dimensions, these two databases are very, very useful. These are open, free, whether you are part of this university or not, you can really exploit. So in what way these are much more effective? These are citation databases. So what are citations? I will explain you in the next slides. But in a particular field, if you want to identify the most influential journal alone, I would ask you to go use the SciMago journal country rank. I'm sure the interfaces will be of, it's a very easy interfaces, and you'll be able to learn it very quickly. And if you feel any difficulty, again, I emphasize that you please contact us, then we will be able to clear you and we will help you in all through your literature search. So when I said Google Scholar, I would ask you to use an interface software called Publish or Perish, which is a free software. You can just type Publish or Perish software or use this link and then go and download. The software will give you an interface. It will be much more helpful than the Google Scholar providing interface. So no cost, no money involved, no registration involved, nothing is involved. So you can just download and choose Google Scholar and put your query, and then you will get results. And then the results are ordered by the number of times a paper is cited. What is citation? No research paper or no book is produced without footnotes or references at the end. no idea comes from vacuum. Everybody is building on others' ideas. Everybody is standing on the shoulders of other giants. In an article, at the end of every article, you will find the list of references that they have used to build their arguments. They have cited the works of the past. If I write a paper now, I am citing the works, whatever happened in my area, are the papers that are addressing the questions that I am asking, trying to ask, all that and all. So I cite others' paper. So someone else will cite my paper. So it creates a link. So in that way, if the number of citation, for example, I publish a paper in 1 year, this got 50 citations. 50 other articles published after my articles have cited my paper. So it has done something, it creates a kind of discussion in that particular area. So that's a very important in any context, whether it is a positive context or negative context, that is a kind of influential paper. Citations often gives a good route. See, for example, that book, which I told you, which is a classic, How I Told, in Google Scholar, that book has been cited more than 8,000 times. It's not winning citations, is not very easy. When I clicked those books, this book was published, if I'm right, in 2000, I'm sorry, I don't know when it was published, 1990, before 1994, certainly I would say. And then several 8,000 other books or journal articles or many other artifacts indexed by Google Scholar have cited this particular work. So in which I'm able to find many other classics that were produced after this book was published. Designing Social Inquiry, and another book. A paper which was published in a pure science journal. Science is a journal which is used by pure scientists, which means the laboratory scientists, science technologists and medical practitioners use, but in which the evolution of cooperation, which I thought, is a very interesting paper. That paper has been cited more than 43,000 times. I'm sure, I think all the students in the foreign policy group must go through this paper and then what kind of impact this paper created in the field. So this is what is the wealth of this Google Scholar that I spoke about, I think, high of. So if you can handle these citations and if you can learn how to go back and forth through citations, then you will be able to create a list of core literature in a particular field of study. So again, as I said, I think if you want kind of more training, then you can call us. And as I said, you identified a particular journal, for example, Journal of Business Research. This is one of the top tier journals. Without consulting any indicators, I'll be able to tell this, because mostly very highly accomplished business researchers have published their papers in these kind of journals. Like, it's not just one journal, there are many other journals. Journal of Business Research. I just want to identify the most very highly cited papers published in this journal from a particular period or from the historical archive. Just you type publish or perish, and then you get all the literature out. Full text is later, but identifying and discovering the important information should be the priority. You have to learn to discover the information first. So don't restrict your search with smaller databases or the databases that are giving only full text access to you. Make a comprehensive and elaborate search using these information discovery engines, which are part of our collection, which are subscribed resources, and resources such as Google Scholar, and build the list of critical literature. Then it is very easy for you to come and see the list of journals that our library takes subscription to. If it is available, you can download the full text, and then you can get access to the full text, or you can write directly to the library GLOS email, and we will be able to provide you the full. So the job will be very easy. The full text gathering will be very easy. Discovering will be very, very tricky job. So you have to. There is no one single interface by which you can end your literature search. So you have to navigate at least a few databases to complete your literature search. I would suggest you to use all these databases. But in case if you want to know immediately through your browser, this will work in Chrome browser. I haven't checked it with other browsers. If you just install this browser plugin. It's a simple click, few clicks it will make you, then it will alert you. If a particular paper is open access, then it will provide you a kind of green symbol as it is giving here. So I'm told, I'm informed through the literature, at least 50% of the literature produced in the recent 20 years or 10 years at least are available in some form of open access. So this will indicate you, this will be of great help tool. These are all free tools available which I use very often. And most importantly, I would like to suggest you to learn about Zotero. It is a reference manager. See, in the course of this literature search, I think you will be gathering a list of documents that you would like to consult, either to complete your dissertation or to complete an assignment or to complete your course. So you have to organize them in a proper way. If you don't organize it in a proper way, it will be very difficult. You will come and waste time to locate the same information, do the same search, and that way. So you can avoid it. So you can install a reference manager, which is again free. This reference manager, if you can handle it properly, there are guides available. We will be able to send you. You just drop a mail if you want to know more about Zotero. You can very easy. You can just download, keep it, and install the connector to the few clicks, connector to the Google Chrome. Whatever paper you can upload, you find you want to bring it to your library, in a click you can bring it to your library with complete catalog. Later, when you write assignments or papers or something out of it, then you will be able to bring the references in the format of the journal. So this is a free tool. We are happy. I think in a short time, I think I will not be, it has its own nuances, but anybody who is interested a little bit about online tools will be able to learn. But still, if you have any bandwidth problem, as we are we are going to learn together from different time zones. If you have any problem regarding your bandwidth, you are not able to download this, any problem, please contact our library with regard to your information search, and so we will be able to help you. So this is one important tool which I would like to suggest. And before I conclude with my final slide, when you go to a journal, when you identify a journal, you just go and use the get newsletter, alert me when new issue is released kind of features. Then only you will be, journals are, it's a recurrent phenomenon. It's not like a book. If journals publish articles every week, every fortnight, every month, or every year, every half a dozen months, they are periodicals. So new things come from different parts of the world, and these journals report to it. Unless we are very current about what is happening, our arguments will not be going well. Very quick. So what I say is, for all your queries, we are at your disposal. And the most important interface for you is the 18 librarians that who are going to help you learn. This is part of this task force is part of the digital library. With regard to any doubts, any queries about this resource, or if you feel that our library does not have a particular resource which you would like to consult very importantly, then you please write to this email. And our library pages has a chat bot option. You can just drop a mail if you are consulting there, if you have any doubt there. I think you can use the chat bot and you can send queries 24 hours that it will bring your queries. All your queries, I think we have not exceeded more than 24 hours to reply. In most of the cases, we come back to you and give you the information that you would like to. And we will provide you video call assistance from 8 to 9:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time from tomorrow. And for the students living in countries other than India, we will fix an appointment and contact according to your time zone. So we have no problem in it. So don't worry about it, and that can be negotiated, and then we will come back to you for your convenient time. And if you have any doubts, on this presentation, you can shoot your questions now. And I'm very happy to meet you all online. And I wish you all the best for your successful completion of this course. This is a kind of very unique experience for me too. I'm looking forward to working with you all. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I just want to come in here and thank Director Madan, thank Ritu for the excellent presentations. Thank you so much for going into such detail. And I thank you from all the online programs, but especially from IRSS. And I personally learned a lot. There were things that I didn't know, and I'm a career academician. So I'm sure our students are going to make very good use of, especially the mentoring and advising services that our library offers. This is not happening at every library, that you can connect with the personnel, you can connect with the experts, and they can guide you. Going into just connecting with everything that Director Madan said about knowing what resources are there, how to use these resources, knowing whom to ask for information. Now, all you have to do is go into Outlook and look up the email. You know Ritu, you know Director Madan. We will be sending you lots of queries from our side. And that question that Sunena asked, how do we get guidance on our research projects? So at JGU, there is a multi-level, advisory, mentoring thing going on. So the first or Professor Mohan, they will connect you with the research centers that exist. And then once you have some sort of an idea of what you're looking for, then you go to the library and they'll open the wealth of information that they can. So thank you so much for taking out the time to do this. I don't know about my learners. I'm going to take up a little poll, but I think a training on JData would be amazing. And I will be writing back to the library once I've had some feedback from my cohort. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you. One point is the one thing that we always like is challenging questions. So you can send it to us, and for your literature search in all possible ways for your research accomplishments, we will try to help you. Thank you.
Please ask any questions that you might have. Take good advantage of the fact that we have two very, very accomplished people trying to talk to us about how to use resources, which can often seem very, very daunting. And yes.
I note a question that is about ArcGIS. Yes, if you want to have kind of GIS tools, we will make an arrangement, but that we are discussing about it, and then you'll be informed about it. There are some open source versions are already available for GIS mapping and for other tools. So that we can use and we can recommend for you for your time being. Then we can look for the more users to ArcGIS, and then if we can find more users, certainly we will be able to facilitate.
Sir, yeah. Can I ask a question?
Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable suggestions and showing us the path. Sir, I am a TRIP fellow. Sir, I am working on climate justice and climate diplomacy. My main area of interest is China and India. So finding the data and finding the literature with respect to China and regarding the emissions and all the carbon emission profile, it's a bit challenging. So if you could kindly guide us, it would be of great help.
Certainly, please write a summary about your requirement, the area, okay, and the key words that involves the fields of studies. And don't worry, I think we have a lot of literature. I think at least in the India-China comparison, personally, which I do, because I do a little bit of science policy. I always compare the production of Indian science with the production of China. And at least for the past 20 years, I think we'll be able to identify some key literature. And we have a lot of India-China experts in our faculty community. They will guide us. And if you send us through Glues your requirements in with keywords, proper keywords and other things, some sample papers, we will give you a comprehensive literature report.
Thank you so much, sir.
And I just want to add one more thing, Director Madan, that our IRSS students, we have the option of them doing a master's dissertation in their final semester. So all the work that they are doing for us right now is very research oriented. And I think even public policy has similar research guidelines and projects that we're working on. So you're going to be seeing a lot of us, and we are really, really glad that you've taken out the time.
We are happy here. I think we are happy to be exploited by the academic community.
Awesome. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I don't think there are any questions. And if there are any questions, I think maybe they are processing this information. They can write to you by email.
Yes.
And we've recorded this. I know that our IT team is here. We've recorded this. We'll be uploading this. All 3 programs will be uploading this. I'll be uploading this on IRSS definitely. So yes, I'll leave it to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all. And I wish you all the best again.